Okay, fellow YouTubers, hello, this is Jonathan with Florida Singularity. This is a little different topic, as most of them usually are. This one does not relate specifically to preparedness, does not specifically relate to the INFJ. This is just, I guess I'm reaching out for a little bit of advice and some help. It is on my failure. This is, okay, first off, let me preface this by saying I'm not leading you into me saying I'm a failure at multi-level marketing to go, oh, let's sign up for his multi-level marketing company because he's a failure and then he won't be a failure anymore. No, I'm seriously looking for, hey, but if you want to, go ahead. But, and I will put a link below, I guess, but I really am looking for the whys behind why I am a failure at it. And there's something odd about how you tell people about something that you're excited about, because I finally found one that I am excited about. I am. Tell people about it, and I'm baffled that I can't get them excited about it either. I've tried over the years, I've tried many different multi-level marketing companies over the years, and honestly was not excited about any of them except for one other, maybe two others, but I tried, oh my goodness, what are the ones that I tried? One was called Equinox, and I think it's defunct now, and it had some health supplements in it. Don't even know how I got into that. Equinox, I did, what's the candle one? Party Light. I did Party Light for a while. I only did that to help a friend win the trip to Hawaii that they offered as a incentive. And he made it, by the way, so that's good. And actually, of all the companies, I have to say that was a pretty good compensation plan. I was kind of impressed with them. I mean, I had enough experience to learn and look that I like the fact that they had consumable products, so something that you sold that people consumed and they would need more, and you would earn so many points, and you get all these points to get more product. So they were always giving you more product. It was really actually a pretty good company. I did Cincy for a while. I don't know why I got into that. What's the food? What's the one with the spices and the something? I did that one. I can't remember the name of it. And Watkins. I did Watkins on a couple of different occasions. I signed up with that. I love Watkins because it's old-fashioned and it's, it's a classic. It's an old company. And, I use their vanilla and I buy their stuff, but it really kind of irritated me when, and of course I couldn't get the people around me to be interested. It's almost something for just an older generation, and I'm kind of like an older person inside in a way, so it kind of appealed to me, but but it really irritated me when I could all of a sudden get whatever I wanted at Cracker Barrel or Walmart. I could get all the flavorings at Walmart, and I could get a couple of this other stuff at or Target. I can get their dish soap and things at Target and some of the cleaners, and the things that I really like, they ended up discontinuing. So that's another beef with multi-level, is that my sister liked the pine cleaner, and I was buying that for her. She was buying that off of me, and they discontinued it. I liked the Furniture Restorer. The Furniture Restorer was wonderful. It brought this old jelly cabinet I had bought back to life. I mean, it was, amazing. Their organic cleaner makes water wetter, whatever that means. It was really, that was really good stuff. It really was. It was really good stuff. And, oh gosh, there goes my air conditioner. I hope it's not going to be too loud. I hope you can hear me. So Watkins, I just kind of pooped out on that one. Oh, I did AIM, which is the barley green people. And they also had barley green. They had fiber blend. That was back during my big juicing days, and so that tied into my juicing lifestyle back at the time. And barley green is hard to get people interested in a green. Probably actually might be a good market for it now. So you folks selling it might be pretty good. And what else did I do? I never did the long distance thing when that was in. I never did that one. I never tried it. And most recently I did Thrive Life, which is the freeze-dried foods. So I signed up for that about I guess probably been about 4 or 5 years ago now. That was one of the companies I was excited about. That's one of the companies that I was really excited about getting into, but I just couldn't get other people interested in buying. I let them sample it and try it, and I just couldn't do it. And I'm not going to do a home party. I'm sorry, I just refuse to do a home party. I will not. And maybe that's why I failed. Maybe that was exactly why I failed. Maybe I've answered my own question, but I won't do a home party. And the apron was pink and brown. You know, I'm not wearing that. I wasn't wearing that. And of course, in a lot of these companies, and I think home parties, sorry to be, sexist on this too, but I think home parties I think women love home parties. Most of them do anyway. I think they love home parties. I'm not that problem. I'm not that person. And, but I think that's part of the problem, is because I am an introvert. I'm a social introvert. I am on the social scale I'm a more social person, but I need my time to recharge. But I am shy, and I withdraw. I don't like parties. I don't like stepping into crowds. I don't like going into noisy places. I don't like going into strange people's homes. I don't like strangers coming over to my house. I don't like standing up and talking about, doing any of the doTERRA. Also did doTERRA, the oils. So I signed up with doTERRA. That was another one I got. But I never really intended to sell. I just got that one because I like the products. But Thrive Life got upset with me because I never kept up with my minimum purchase. And that was another thing that kind of takes me off, is the whole minimum purchase concept. I'm like, I didn't need some products some months, and I wasn't eating what I had because I don't eat that. Well, I do eat that much. I do eat a lot, but I guess I just wasn't eating enough freeze-dried stuff to make them happy. And I'm like, I'd put my queue on hold, and so I'm like, eventually they booted me out. So I guess I'm out of Thrive Life. I just couldn't keep up with it. And as I try to work on my food storage plan later, maybe I'll reincorporate some freeze-dried stuff back in there. But that just didn't work out. And so the minimum purchase. But what I have right now, and let me backtrack a little bit. And let me let you know, for those of y'all that are believers as such, maybe I can tie into that aspect as well. That let me backtrack even more. I'm sorry, let me go back just a little bit more. I believe that multi-level marketing is a viable business structure. It's real. I love the concept of residual income. Why should we be the only ones here, us, you and I, why should we be the only ones to get any kind of income from selling something and somebody else below us selling something? Why should we, why shouldn't we do that? I mean, that's just the way business models work. Movie stars, they do a movie and they still get paid for it dozens of years later. They're in a nursing home and they still get residuals on their movies and TV shows that they've done. I want residual income. That is one of my goals in life. And so, as my Thrive Life, as I failed Thrive Life, let me rephrase that, because I guess again maybe I just give up too easily. That could be it as well. But maybe I just give up too easily. But and here comes the believer aspect. I prayed to the good Lord. I said, good Lord, if you want me to get into another one, lead me to the right one. I said, Lord, lead me to the right company. And I just said, I don't know which one it is, but in the back of my head, do you ever pray and sometimes you already know the answer? Because I've looked at companies throughout the years, and I have certain parameters. I said, one thing I don't want something that requires a minimum like Thrive Life anymore. And that, although I love getting stuff in the mail, it's fun to receive things and get them. My cans of food started stacking up, and I still have some back there, and I'm eating some. I'm like, still do now and again, and I ate some stacking up. I want something that is actually maybe male dominant, something in a male dominant industry that I can that I can, Advocare. Oh, Advocare. I tried that one too. Advocare. Oh my word. Took, ugh. I signed up too quickly for that one. I just signed up for too quickly. I signed up because, again, like now, I've gained so much weight and I got to lose. And I signed up under a person I was kind of acquainted with, and I tried the products, and she wasn't really a great coach. I need a good coach. I need somebody who's going to kind of help me out and really do that. She didn't hold me accountable, and didn't hold me accountable in the right way. It was just, didn't ask probing questions to say, well, what's going on? Well, why did you eat that today? And etc. But when I took the supplements just had so much caffeine in them, I was just a jittery mess, and I could handle a little bit of caffeine, but this was just out of control. Oh my word, where was I? Oh, looking for a company. I wanted a company that was, again, masculine dominated, maybe, again, no party plans that would be required, no party plans that I don't have to, that I can pass the red face test with, that I can say the name out loud and people won't go, oh, yeah. And I hate to say this because Amway, back in the 70s, got into a little bit of a problem back in the 70s, and now they've become synonymous with pyramid scheme, when Amway is actually, I think, a good company. And I would actually consider Amway if they didn't have that stigma, because I'm not good at defending myself, and and I don't want conflict. I don't want to say, hey, I've joined Amway. I don't want to endure that whole, I can't believe it. I went to the meetings years ago back in the 90s, and I considered it. I did consider it. One thing I like about Amway is because they've got, billions of products. They are old. They are well established. They have a good, maybe saturated, but, they got a lot of products. And so I'm looking for something that maybe isn't so saturated. That was another one on my list. Not so saturated. Something that doesn't come with a pink and brown apron party plan. Something that isn't embarrassing. Something that will offer maybe a service. That will offer a service instead of a product. It offers something that is clean. Like, I don't have to carry around samples of this, samples of that. I can show you videos. I can show you this or that. And in the back of my head, I kept thinking, it's like, well, I didn't know much about prepaid legal when it was years ago, but in my head, prepaid legal kept popping up as an option, which I knew now it was called Legal Shield, because I think I saw it somewhere. I did research. I went, oh, this company used to be prepaid legal. It's called Legal Shield. Long story short, that is the company that I am with now, and it just so happened, again, the good Lord moves in different ways, and I'm going to credit him with this one. I believe he, I believe that much, that all of a sudden, a friend that I had reconnected with after 30 years, had been many months now since we'd reconnected, was talking to me, and lo and behold, it seems like he had been, he's signed up with Legal Shield maybe a few weeks prior, and he had mentioned it in passing, and I said, well, and I was like, man, why didn't you tell me about that a long time ago? I would have loved to have gotten in with you at the beginning, which I was at the beginning, really. But and he says, well, honorably on his part, he said, oh, well, I didn't want to push it, and I didn't want to push you on that, and and he plays the right angle on that, because you want to protect your friendships. You want to protect your friendships when it comes down to this industry. So I did sign up, and we're still friends. How about that? We're still friends, and I also love the fact that he is a rather, I'm going to say renowned, international civil rights lawyer. He worked with, I don't know if you're familiar with Jay Sekulow, but he worked with Jay Sekulow a few years ago, and he's traveled around the world talking on international civil rights, particularly in the realm of speaking out against sex trafficking and white slavery. And so his name is Joel Thornton. I don't know, I can look him up. And he is the one that I signed up under. So that's who I am with now. But but when it comes down to multi-level marketing in general, I'm kind of getting my interest peaked again. I've let it go dormant because I've got other irons in the fire, and even Legal Shield kind of turned me off a little bit too. When I got my licensing, which I don't need now in Florida. You'd have to be licensed, now you don't. I just found out, so I don't have to renew. That's good. But I went to like the small business meeting thing. It's the next step, that if you wanted to get certified so you can now sell to small businesses, I could do that. And I got cold chills as I was listening to the teacher talking about, oh, you stand up in front of this group and you have this, and this is how you deal with the difficult people, this is how you deal with the problem questions, this is how you deal with all that. And immediately I just shut down. I just immediately shut down. So there's the first problem. And then I kept going, well, you're not going to have this kind of problem with freeze-dried food. I mean, it's either blueberries, you either like the blueberries or you don't. With this, you are getting down to a little bit of Primerica. I also did Primerica back a few years, probably about 20 years ago. Primerica. I did that one, and I liked that one, but I felt it was over my head a little bit. And I did go around and talk to some friends, and I kind of really made one of them angry. And it's just because you're asking some very, very probing questions, very personal things. Well, how much do you have in the bank? How much do you have in savings? How much do you have this? Did not go well, did not make me feel comfortable at all. So anyway, Legal Shield, nice. It's the same thing because it's a clean product. You don't have to ask all those kind of probing questions. But I cannot, I haven't really talked about it in a while, but could not get anybody excited about it. Again, I got a little bit crestfallen too when my company offered because Legal Shield offers legal protection, and they offer identity theft protection. And these are really good products, but when my company offered both of those things either for very cheap or for free, as one of the company benefits, then, that just killed it for me right there. I'm like, well, I have nobody to talk to. I know 99% of the people I know work for that company, and it's a huge company. It's huge, and my social life is tied up mostly in that company, but that's where my world mostly is. Okay, maybe not 99%, maybe 90%, which that would be a fair estimate actually. So 90% of 90% of the people I know in the world actually work for that same company. So that took away 90% of my market. Talking to strangers doesn't appeal to me. And I just, I don't know. But even when I tried to get my friends to see the value in still paying for Legal Shield, because the legal plan that company has, our company has, is really junky. One great selling point about Legal Shield is that if you get pulled over, there's a number. There is a number for you to call right there. The police say, we're going to put you in handcuffs, we're going to take you downtown, and we're going to book you. And by legal rights, they have to give you access to a lawyer if you have one. You say, no way, I'm calling my lawyer. And there is a story that my friend Joel told me. He said there were some boys that were pulled over. They had some sort of weapons in the car. I don't know. Don't judge I don't know. They were all right. Hunting, I don't know. Maybe they were in a weird state that doesn't like hunting. But they got pulled over, and one of the boys had the number, and he called, gave the phone over to the cop. The cop talked and said, okay, thanks. Hung up, and he says, okay, here's what we got to do. We're still going to take you in, but we're just going to process you and then let you go. The other two guys had to stay for hours in the cell. The other kid got to go home. So that's one benefit, is having that hotline. But Legal Shield, you get pulled over, you get a parking ticket, you have to go to court. You don't have to go to court. You just call up and ask, the lawyer, I got a court case. I need you to go, take care of this ticket for you. And then they can go on your behalf for those small kind of court cases. Now, it's not for everything. Like if you're caught, drunk driving or something like that, then forget it. They're not gonna help you out with that. It's not covered. And anything that isn't covered, you can still get a discount on. So you can still get a discount on anything else. Um, it's awesome, and you can call up if you have questions. It's like, people talked about an HOA nearby about towing cars. I said, well, if you had a legal plan, you can call that number and ask. Just call and ask about the HOA rules in the county or that particular place, and they can research this, and the company can send letters on your behalf, and they can send letters on your behalf, and they can be an advocate for you. To me, it's like having a big brother. A big brother that you point at the bully and you just say go handle him, and the big brother goes and handles it, and you don't have to worry about it. You just call, and it's a real law firm. The law firm in Orlando is DeBobian Knights something or other. I don't know. It's big, but they're on public radio advertising all the time. They sponsor on public radio all the time. So I was very familiar with that name. So we're not talking junky little law firms. Huge law firms that get paid very, 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 very well by this company. Legal Shield also offers ID Shield, which is identity theft protection, which is way better than LifeLock. And don't ask me to compare right now, but I can find. Like I said, I'm so not up to speed on on the products right now too. Like I said, I'm just not getting back into this, but so much better. And ID Shield works with the company that went, and I can't remember the name, but they went and they're the ones that got Bin Laden's money somehow or another. I don't know, but they use this company. That's how they're tied in. Anyway, but you saw how excited I was with that to some degree. I don't know what's not working, because it's a product I like. It's a product I get excited about, and I presented. I even made a little pamphlet to hand to people that I thought, you seem really sharp. And then, of course, nothing pans out. People are just flaky. Oh, yeah, I'll go look at it. Okay, so what did you think when you looked at it? Oh, I haven't looked at it yet. And then 2 or 3 days later, oh, what did you think when you looked at it? Well, I haven't looked at it yet. So no one ever does. People are flaky. People will let you down. And so that's another very disheartening thing. But when it comes to the introspection and introverted and extroverted, rather, I've got my good friend Stephanie, who's really kind of the same way. She can't sell anything. I mean, this girl is stunning. To me, I think anybody would just, she's very exuberant and she loves to talk. The girl can talk the horns off a billy goat and talk to anybody about anything. But when it comes to multi-level marketing, direct marketing, whatever, she and I are on the same boat. We just fall flat. We can't seem to make anything work. We really can't. So I'm just still trying to figure it out. My next step is I'm going to be looking for, oh goodness, I've got 2 other goals I need to get, but I'm going to start baby stepping this a little bit too and working this on the side, but working with maybe a mentor and getting me up and going. I saw someone named Darren Kidd just today. Don't know anything about him. So maybe some of you people can tell me a little bit of a review on Darren Kidd. He seems good. I gotta, how you get a good vibe off of somebody. He seems like he's got a good vibe. But if anybody can offer me any advice on it, whether it's run, go, far away, do not do this at all, just drop it like a hot potato and just, get a job at McDonald's instead, or great, I have something to offer. And you know what, even if it's your own opportunity, drop it, that's fine. Drop it in the link below. I'm interested in new companies, just seeing what's out there, just fascinated to see. So that's okay to put that in there if you want to. If you want to put in a comment with your link to your page, I'll put the one to mine at the top. I'm more than willing to see those and look at those and just interested to see it. But I am interested in just knowing of anybody who's out there who would be a great mentor. Now, keep in mind, I'm not really interested in switching companies right now because of the circumstances that I got in this one and the product. I do believe in this one. But if anybody's out there who is a mentor, I don't understand what my issue is other than just shyness, and I don't want to talk to people that I know. I just don't want to talk to people. I just don't want to, when they talk about, here's the pet peeve number 1. Make a list of 100 people that you know. No. And again, maybe this is why I failed. Make a list of 100 people that you know. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm not hitting the people I know. No. Unless it comes up naturally. But I'm not making I'm not making cold calls. I'm just not doing it. Just not doing it. And even though I don't like the word karma, I don't like the word karma. It's just not biblical at all. But I am a gatekeeper of sorts, and I've received phone calls of people cold calling. And even though I've been fairly nice, even after I tell them we can't take solicitation calls, if they keep insisting and they keep getting, then I'll get a little. Oh, I think somebody's practicing their fireworks a little bit early, but it is thundering out there. We're fixing to get another thunderstorm soon. We've been having a lot, but I have been the gatekeeper at work, and like I said, I don't want it to come back and bite me. If I were to start doing cold calls and me start getting this, the same kind of, we're not interested in that, we don't want it, don't, that kind of thing. So that's my whole thing, and hopefully my very small audience there will expand a little bit and maybe give me a little bit of advice. Back to the Myers-Briggs things. Back to the Myers-Briggs thing. I am an INFJ, so I love to hear input. I love input, so I love to be told what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, but you have to do it in the right way. I don't know what that is, but just kind of, just be nice. And I'm trying to think if there's one more company that oh goodness. Oh, Whole Food Pharmacy. You've never heard of that one. Whole Food Pharmacy. I signed up with that many years ago. It's just really hard to explain, but it's some all natural stuff. Oh, wait, there was one more. There was also a Christian company that was what was it? Okay, don't laugh when I say shampoo, but it was, maybe I didn't even sign up for it. Maybe I just remember reading about it. But back when I had hair, they sold shampoo mainly. That was it. I can't remember the name of that one at all. And, trying to think of any others that I may have missed. That may be it. But one day I would love to make a go of multi-level marketing, of direct marketing, however you want to phrase it, and might be getting interested in ramping back up again and trying to just see what I can do. But that's it. Thank you for letting me ramble. Maybe you're like me and you like to hear a talking head on YouTube. Somebody just to keep you company and just talk while you're busy doing your work around the house. Just somebody to listen to because you find it interesting. Even though it may be a little bit mundane. Because there's joy in the mundane, I think. So I think there's joy in the mundane and the very simple and just in the everyday. So if you've made it for these past 21 and 28 minutes and 25 seconds, I want to say thank you very much. And, I talk about a whole lot of different things. So please hit the like button below and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you just thought it was horrible, that's okay. A thumbs down. But subscribe if you would, and we can just talk a little bit more, and you can just throw your 2 cents in there. You're more than welcome to. Alrighty. Thank you all. Bye-bye.